All right, good word. Judah says, Pat, you said tattoos aren't biblical, and I agree. But why do some Christians say that was in the Old Testament and it's okay now? I've been confused. Is everything in the Old Testament done away with, or just the dietary laws?
No, look, there's a moral code that exists throughout all of it. The regulations about washing and about certain tithes and all that stuff, that was done away with by Jesus, especially the dietary laws. But the eternal laws of what's right and wrong, if God called something an abomination in the Old Testament, it is still an abomination regardless of what testament you're in. And if he said that tattoos were wrong, because they speak of a demonic culture, these are heathen practices. And it was wrong, and it's still wrong. So the moral law continues. And there's, like killing and kidnapping and all that stuff. It still pertains today. So there's nothing that the Lord did that took that away. It's just the specific little rules and regulations that dealt with life of the Jews in those days.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you...
All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekha Kedash, giving double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to brothers pushing the truth and sincerity, and abide with bull. All right, today I'm coming at you with a video. It's the brother Napash Kedash from the Cleveland branch, and I'm coming at you with this video. I'm basically doing a video on what that Edomite, or he looked like an Edomite, and he's a pastor at a Christian church. What he just said about the law, what he said made no sense at all. All right, he made some key points and he contradicted himself. He said that if the Lord said it was an abomination, it's still an abomination to this day. But he said the dietary laws was done away with. How can that be if swine is an abomination? All right, that doesn't add up. All right, he said those laws were just for the Jews at that time period. That doesn't add up. Malachi 3 and 6 say, matter of fact, it say, for I am the Lord, I change not. Jacob are not consumed. All right, first and foremost, this is for the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native, and Seminole Indians, and confusion of faith scattered abroad, and any brother and sister scattered abroad. All right. So now that we got that established, it say, for I am the Lord, I change not. So those laws that he established way back then still apply now. All right, how can you people say that the Old Testament is done away with and follow the Ten Commandments? It's not the Ten Commandments in the Old Testament. You know, this man completely contradicted himself. He said that tattoos was going off. Tattoos was a sin. What scripture? What scripture? It says that, though. He was correct on that part. Tattoos are a sin. But he said the Old Testament was done away with. He contradicted himself. All right, that's how we know that this Christianity doctrine it's not correct. It contradicts itself. All right, you got to read the scriptures, know the words, and actually have the proper breakdowns from a proper teacher, a prophet from GMS, starting with the apostles and elders and down, and the affiliates of GMS that follow our doctrine. All right, but not to fall off track. But what I'm getting at is the Old Testament. It's not done away with. The laws is what we was meant to follow. If people abuse grace. All right, and I'm gonna grab the scripture. This is Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So he didn't come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill. He came to tell people to come back to the law. Actually, all right. So no matter what these, people believe the pastor over the Bible, which is crazy. All right, here you got Matthew, the 5th chapter, verse 17. It say, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. We came to fulfill, to bring it to life, to bring it back, to make people believe in it. All right, so how could the law be destroyed if Yahweh Shai himself said this? All right, I'm going to grab another scripture. This is John chapter 14, verse 15. If you love me, keep my commandments. All right, and it's not just talking about the 10 commandments. You got laws, statutes, and commandments throughout the Bible. But in the first 5 books, the books of law. All right, that's where you will find the rules at. All right. So if this is the New Testament saying, if you love me, love who? The Lord. It say, keep my commandments. Who is he telling to keep his commandments? His chosen people, the Hebrew Israelites, Negroes, Latinos who are scattered abroad, and Native and Seminole Indians who are scattered abroad, and Confusion of Faith who are scattered abroad. All right. All right, so I'm going to grab this one last scripture. This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is a transgression of the law. And John is in the New Testament. What did it say? It said transgression means if you're going against the law, basically, in so many words. Sin is breaking the law. They say the Old Testament is done away with, the law is found in the Old Testament. So therefore, if the Old Testament is done away with, we can't sin, which we know is incorrect because everybody's a sinner. So therefore, the Old Testament is still valid because we break it from time to time and we sin. All right. But I hope this was edifying. If you get nothing else out of this, the Old Testament is the way. All right. The New Testament land backs off of the Old Testament. All right. The New Testament, it refers to the Old Testament. It'll say, as it was said in old days, as it was said, it refers to the Old Testament. So saying one half of the book is done away with is blasphemy. All right, the New Testament and the Old Testament are valid. All right, it's the whole Bible is valid. No matter what an Edomite say, no matter what a Jake say, no matter what a false Hebrew Israelite teacher say, no matter what a pastor in the church say, they're both valid. All right. Law is found in the first 5 books, which is why they call it the book of law. All right. But with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, giving double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to those pushing this truth in sincerity and abide above.